So thank you. You come back to speak to us again.
It's a pleasure.
So we first spoke to you about the film you did with Debbie Friday. Good luck.
Yeah,
And today we want to talk about La Bicicletta.
exactamente.
So
Exactamente.
tell us a bit about the film.
Yes, La Bicicletta, so the bicycle, is, I mean, I consider it like my first fiction short film. I did like some other little short films that were like more exercises or like stuff to try the camera and the actors with some friends. But this was like the first time that I had the challenge to do like a proper fiction short film, no? So like with the crew, with all of that, and also like they do in the what they call the cinema industry. So it was like the first time that I had to face it, but it was also like a short film with my friends. And so like the idea was born with like talking with Andrea Pietro Munafo, which is like the director of photography, the cinematographer of the short film. And we were friends, and then we didn't hear each other for like 1 year or 2 years. Then there was the COVID, so like because of the COVID, we called each other and we said, okay, maybe we can do a short film when the lockdown will be over. And so then it came to my mind this joke that my father used to tell me about, like a guy that has to that I mean, because the bicycle is from a joke and is written also like in the short film, no, like in the titles.
Yeah.
And and this joke was like about this guy which is named Peppino, that has like his wife that is pregnant, and she needs like to give the birth to the child, but they are like on the countryside, and so he isn't able to do anything, so he has to go to the doctor in the town with the bicycle, but he falls from the bicycles and he say, okay, I'm fucked up. But he realizes that his best friend, which is Tonino, he's close to his friend's house, and so he goes to that house and asks Tonino the bicycle. But during while he's walking to the house, he remembers all the time that when Tonino was like not good with him, that he didn't help him, like he didn't pass him like works at school or stuff like that. And so like he arrives at the house of Tonino and says, hey Tonino, fuck you and your bicycle, and he goes away. So so this it came to my mind, that joke, and I say, okay, what about to keep that joke and push it to the limits, let's say, to exaggerate everything and to go deep inside the mind of the character. I also wanted like to change the character to a female character, which is like Irene, the protagonist, and also like to a person of our same age, like 20. I was like 23 or no 24 when I was shooting that short film. And so like also the character Irene and everybody in the crew basically. And it gave me fun, like to turn all the characters into like female character, let's say, because there are no boys in the short film, because I,
No.
I wanted, like, I don't know, just to experiment, there is, because it was just like something that gave me fun to
Yeah.
to try it.
I like it, and I noticed that actually. I was rewatching it the
Yeah.
other day. Yeah, so all female, and I mean, it's such a cool film, and watching that opening scene, and I'm glad you mentioned that it was based on a joke, because I put it into Google Translate and I was like, based on a
Yeah.
joke. I was like, okay, so I was going to ask you about that.
In Italian, we say barzelletta. They are like popular jokes that they say like in family, or like they're part of the Italian culture. Yeah, they're like jokes.
I like.
Ancient story,
Sorry,
because
Google
also the
Translate told me.
translator the translator was saying to me that maybe is you can translate it also like in ancient story, but
Oh, okay, like
because
a
they are funny. They're supposed to be
yeah,
funny.
yeah, like a little moral story as well.
Yeah, yeah.
So why did you want to twist it from the female point of view? What do you think that added to it?
Mm, in a way, because I thought that turning to a female universe, let's say, um, I was more able to put scenes and to tell a friendship where like a lot of things were not said. I mean, where like a lot of things, bad things that also like made Irene feel really bad, Irene the protagonist, and also maybe made Bianca feel really bad. That they never said that moments. They never talked about these moments to each other. They never had a conversation about this. And I wanted like to exaggerate also like because as I was saying, it was like my first fiction short film, and I had the opportunity to do a lot of things that were in my mind. So like a lot of scenes that I wanted to do, I put them in the short film. And maybe I see this now as a mistake because maybe I should have had more control on the film. But then it's good. I still like and I still enjoy the bicycle because like I wanted to exaggerate for example like the scene of where the drag queen where
Yeah.
appears the drag queen is very strong, and so I wanted like to go to the maximum limit that I could, and put these two characters, these two friends that they have never talked about this moment where basically
Something
they
like,
participated to a murder.
and the way you did that, so it's like it's in black and
Yeah,
white. It's kind of
yeah,
got a feel of like an old crime film or something.
yeah.
I mean, that was something that I wanted to speak to you about. So it's interesting that you now think that maybe, I don't know, you wouldn't have done all these things, but that's one of the things about the film that is brilliant because you've got
Hmm.
like sort of 4 or 5 different films together.
Yeah.
And there's not much confluence apart from the fact that it's all experiences of these women.
Hmm.
Um,
Yeah.
so so how did you decide? So you've got the part with the drag queen and the murder, and then you've got them when they're in, smoking some hookah, they're in, and then there's a little
Yeah.
dance scene, and then they're in the hospitals. How did you divide the structure?
So like I wanted like to twist the film at a certain point. So like I wanted like to start with like a very peaceful atmosphere, a very calm set of the film, like in the country yard with the green, with the trees and with the blue sky, and her and Irene, the protagonist, goes on her bicycle, and everything seems very beautiful. But then she falls, and also the character falls, and also like all that atmosphere, and I wanted like to go like slowly into this inside the character, and to go to her balance that we can see then is completely broken, because like she falls from her bicycle and she's late on her job, and she doesn't know what to do when, and then she realizes that she's like close to her best friend's house, Bianca, and she says, okay, it's perfect, I can ask her a help, or I can ask her the bicycle, like in the old joke. And but then like while she's walking, which is like I don't remember it, it's like 5 minutes walking. I wanted like to I wanted her like to express all of her thoughts, and that was like a ping pong, like the ping pong in Italian we say ping pong is table tennis, like a
Yeah.
table tennis game. Well, like she said, okay, she's gonna help me, or no, maybe she's not gonna help me. Okay, she's gonna help me, or no, maybe she's not gonna help me. And then she puts a lot of stuff in on the table. She puts like all of their friendship without like an order, just like in a stream of consciousness. And in a long monologue, that for me it was like really important to do a one take. And but then she doesn't mention anything which is like very very heavy. I mean, she mentions stuff about their childhood, so like you know that they're friends since their childhood. But then, like when she explodes, and in the table tennis game, it wins the part that says no, she's not gonna help you. She explodes, and all the shit, let's say, comes out, and so like there was like something heavier than what she said in the monologue. Even if during the monologue you can see that she's bad with Bianca from for some reason, and then you have like these memories, these flashbacks that for me they were like in one day. All that events that you see as flashbacks in the short film, so like the murder in a black and white photo scene, and then when they are in this like club smoking and dancing, is like a, is like in continuity. But for me, it's for me. Maybe like if my cousin watched the short film and he said no, it's not in continuity, it's okay. I mean, it doesn't matter because we are inside the brain of Irene, and the memories, they are not linked to each other. They are like spots, and even we don't know if it's true or not what she is living and what we are watching, because we are inside her brain, and we arrive to that moment, and they wanted like to arrive to that climax at the final, at the end of the movie, when she wants like her revenge.
Yeah. And all of those memories, all of those moments, they're all very
Yeah,
surreal.
yeah,
That's what comes across. And when we spoke to you about Good Luck as well, there's a lot of
yeah.
surreal imagery and things like that. Why do you like to build those elements into your film?
Mm-mm-mm. That's a good question. Now, like, so starting from the photo scene, so like from the black and white photos, the all that scene was made like with the photos. They're not like stop frame of a video. We were like me and Andrea, we with like a photo camera basically, and we were shooting like doing. I mean, also like in the edits, because the short film was edited by Jacopo Ramella, and for me, this short film, I really love this short film because it was like the occasion to meet Andrea and Jacopo, which now they are like very close to. I'm very close to them, and we are building like a common idea of making scene of making movies. But like that scene, I remember it was we changed photo like every three frame.
Hmm.
It was this was the editing, and the idea was like from basically from, I don't want to exaggerate my vision. It was like to try to return to the origins of the cinema, where like they were photos,
Yeah.
and also like I had in my room these like books where like if you pass the pages very quickly, the images move,
Yeah, I know what you
and they
mean.
say, okay, I want to do exactly this.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they were like very very simple things, like people playing basketball or stuff like this, and I wanted like to experiment uh, this in my short film also, like because this was like the heaviest and the first flashback of the film, and the black and white and the photos um, gave me like the idea of a memory that is not really clear, and most of all that has not been elaborated from the person who has lived that experience. So like is a trauma that that you have never faced in I mean, you have lived that trauma, but you're never talked about this trauma, trauma, and you're never like face the problem that this trauma made in your life. And so like this brings you to violence and to like loss of control. That is what happens to Irene during all the surfing,
Yeah.
because she when the flashbacks stops, she arrives to a totally lost of control. And then because I didn't want like after this, I wanted like to I wanted them to act as if this never passed. I mean, as if that scene in black and white was not real. So like, okay, they fight a little bit in the street, but then they go to the club.
Yeah.
And also like Bianca, the friend, is like a very important friend, but also like as if Irene puts on Bianca all the bad things that she has in her mind, and also like all her bad side is because of Bianca. That was like in the mind of Irene. So also Bianca brings her to that club, and they smoke or they take some drugs. I don't know. Is I want to like I didn't want like to put some uh, drug that we can recognize. I want to like to, because I really like to create other words, making when I make a movie. I think that when you have the great opportunity to have like 2 or 3 days of shooting, it's good that that you try to create something new. I mean, I don't say that you have to create something new in the as a movie, because a lot of movies have been made, and 99% what you're doing, someone in the world has already made it, and
Yeah.
also better than you. But like in this 2 or 3 day shooting, yeah, take two opportunity to expand a little bit the imagery of yours and of the others. And so like to enjoy. I really enjoy to stay on the set and to create with like my friends and my collaborators
Yeah.
a new vision of the things. Then I really wanted also like to try um, a scene, a dance scene, and again, this also like is a little bit maybe the mistake that I see in this first short film, that maybe some stuff were because I wanted to like to rehearse, but then at the end, thanks to the editing and I think that the story is that one, and mean is enough strong to enjoy the movie.
No, it is. And everything's beautiful because you can create
Yeah,
your own narrative within that.
yeah.
Which out of all of the scenes did you find sort of the most challenging? Is this was your first kind of big official production?
Yeah. Well, it was like a pretty crazy short film because there was
There's a
COVID
lot,
and what?
and there's a lot in there. You're like in the
Yeah,
countryside, and then you're in a
yeah,
club, then you're in a
yeah,
hospital, then you're there.
yeah, yeah, yeah. There was like we arrived to have like 17 different locations for a short film.
That's a lot.
Yeah, but it was like really really funny because like we were like understanding how to make a film together. Nobody like had like a great experience. Oh no, I've been in that set for 3 months. I know that. No, we were like, okay, maybe it's like this. and and the most challenging was like I can say the club where they go to dance, because it was like totally recreated. I mean, this club doesn't exist. It was like a box or like an hangar of the house in the country yard, in the countryside, in the countryside, and and it was like empty. It was, I mean, the father of my friend that has that house in the countryside use used like used that place to work, to do like
Okay.
his things. And
Yeah.
so like we moved everything, and then we with Margherita Dotti, the art director, we put all you see in that scene, we put them. And so like we put like all the carpet, all the all the, like how do you say, the curtain with the
Yeah.
shadows.
Yeah.
We were doing this, and it was like a pretty crazy stuff. And it also like made the budget of the short film very very higher. That's why I tell you that that like there was not a total control on stuff, because like we were enjoying what we were doing.
Mm.
And this was like the most important thing, and still is the most important thing for me. So maybe if I do now like the bicycle, maybe I cut some stuff, and they say, okay, maybe this is not necessary, but it was like really funny and important to do a short film where I did everything passed in my mind and mind of the others. And so like also like all the costumes were like a very deep research. And but this club it took like 14 hours of shooting. Yeah.
That's a lot on a short
Yeah,
film.
yeah, yeah, a
So
lot.
what are the main things that you learned in the making of this that you're now
Mhm.
applying to your filmmaking?
What I've learned from
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it was like what I learned most of all is for the acting,
Okay.
because we did like a very important and long work with the two main actors, Francesca Thomas, which plays Irene, and Alessia Peruzzi, that plays Bianca. We did like 1 week of rehearsal with the two of them every day, which is like quite like a big thing for a short film.
Together.
And also like with Irene, with Francesca Thomas for the monologue, we did like I think 5 more days, just me and her. And it was like really beautiful, because I mean, Alessia Peruzzi was like studying in the film school in Rome, acting. She was studying acting, and also Francesca was studying acting. This I I had like some acting classes just to understand stuff, and but it was like the first time that I had to face a film that was only acting. I mean, because it's a fiction short film. And so before I did, as I said, some exercise and one documentary short film. So like it was really beautiful, because I I was listening a lot what they were saying to me. And also like for the scene where they fight after the black and white drag queen scene. I I remember that we rehearsed that scene like always only physically, only with the body. So like I and also like doing rehearsal that were like fighting and dancing with the body. And I put like some music, then this music played as a guide for the actor, for the two actors, and also like for me. And like for example, I put Very Disquo by Daft Punk, that became like the music of their friendship and of their calm, and like the soundtrack of their friendship. It
Yeah.
was. And then I use like some songs from the score of Matrix, the film Matrix,
Hmm.
for the fighting. And so like with the music, we were able to recognize moments, and the music was like a guide for them also like in the scene. And I remember that we did a last rehearse before shooting with that music, and then we shot it like two takes or three takes, and it was perfect for me. And it was like a very tricky scene. I was very worried about this reading the script because it could be like ridiculous. Because when people fight or scream in a movie, it can turn ridiculous. But I think that they did it good.
Yeah. No,
Yeah,
it doesn't look out of place from the rest
yeah.
of the film.
They didn't overact. That was
Oh,
like really important for me. Yeah.
so this was something that I wanted to ask you, and you touched on it. So yeah, that opening scene, I love it.
Mhm.
So, and you said you did that in one take.
Yeah.
Was that difficult, or was it okay because of all the rehearsal?
Yeah, we went like to another countryside close to Milan, not that exactly location. And also like because it was really important that the place where she's walking is not like very safe and is not like perfect to walk. So like this also like puts her in difficult. And I remember that like that there was a gaffer that folded while we were shooting that scene. But apart from this, like it was important to rehearse this in a countryside, and also like because there was like this twist from like a countryside place that is very calm and very beautiful and welcomes you. It twists in something like bad, and that puts you like in a cage, or like that like for example the nature goes against you. I mean, this is not really present and on is not very present in the short film, but it was something that we were talking about it, me and Francesca Thomas. And so what we did was like focusing on the text and reading the text normally. And I asked to Francesca if there were like some parts that maybe for her like they were not good, but then we put the text a little bit, the scripts a little bit apart, and like she started like to improvise and to do like some improvisation on like even other things that were not part of the movie. And so like I wanted her to exaggerate, so like to arrive, to start from the maximum level of anger, and also like I wanted her to be free to overact and to push everything away, and also like to scream. So I said, okay, now you can start and scream and do whatever you want. And then like we went like um, we put stuff away. So like we said, okay, maybe a little bit less, now a little bit less, now a little bit less. So like we started from the maximum, and we arrived to to the minimum, let's
Yeah,
say.
yeah,
And because I wanted like, there are like moments where like you can see her anger, but I wanted like to keep it inside her, and I wanted her like to be shy to reveal it until like the end, when she arrives in front of the house and she screams, because it's like everything inside her. And it was like important and tricky and difficult that all the stuff that was in the script, and we added some others, me and Francesca, they don't have like a real logical and rational sense to each other. It's not like a a continuity speech with logical links.
Yeah.
Is like a stream of
Yeah.
consciousness. But it was important that for her and for me also, but also like for everyone that watched the short film. But this is made by her, is made by the acting. This has a sense, and so like it was important to do that job that she felt the monologue, and for her what she was saying in the monologue has a sense for her brain, but really not like in a fiction way. Of course we were doing fiction, but it was important that there were no lacks of sense, that for her everything was like clear.
Yeah.
So like for she Bianca was mad, was bad with me when we were child, and also like she has a beautiful car, so maybe this has not a sense, but for her yes, and
That makes sense.
because they are bridge to arrive to that final moment.
Yeah. And I don't know, I think it's really commendable as well. You captured, I don't know, maybe it's not uniquely female, but in my mind, I've had conversations with myself like that. You know,
Yeah,
when your mind's just like bah, 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 and you
yeah,
fire and everything, and it's really relatable.
yeah. And what's also like important is the fact that she enjoys doing this. I mean, she enjoys to do that monologue.
Yeah.
Is she's like in a bad situation, but to put all that stuff away and to say everything is something that also like maybe she knows, okay, maybe I'm wrong, I'm exaggerating, but I'm enjoying it.
Yeah.
And so like
It's almost like it's kind of like therapy. It's cathartic. You
yeah,
get it all out.
yeah, it's like the to enjoy to be on the wrong side, and this monologue is also about that.
Yeah.
And to enjoy also like to live totally the consciousness and the reason. I mean that you know that you're going to lose your control, but you say, okay, it's funny, I'm gonna do that.
Yeah. It is. And then that's how the film continues as well. You allow
Yeah,
yourself to open
yeah,
up to weird situations and wherever your mind goes. So,
yeah.
yeah, it opens beautifully.
And also last thing for me it was very important, and is the sense of the short film, which is like the short film is based on that monologue. I mean, this monologue makes the short film.
Yeah.
And for me it's important that Irene arrives in a situation um, where like she feels in that she's depending to someone else. I mean, she feels that okay, I'm depending to Bianca, and and she's afraid that that Bianca will not help her, will abandon her. So like is the fear of the abandon. Do you say it in English?
Yeah. Fear of
And
abandonment.
as
Yeah.
yeah, and that fear of abandon, I think a lot of time makes people crazy, and because from that fear you want to be the responsible of your own destruction, because you don't want people that you don't want that other people will destroy you.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so like she destroys herself, and she creates the situation to destroy herself, because she wants to be the responsible of it, and she doesn't want to be sorry because Bianca will destroy her. She wants to exclude that possibility. And so like this was the sense of making this short film also. And it's also like the sense of the joke, because of course they need the bicycle, but is more important not to be abandoned from someone that maybe you love. And so like it's better that you destroy your own situation and your own life. So that's the sense.
Yeah, I think that's a very true human sort of emotion and the way
Yeah,
people deal with things.
yeah.
Well, Nathan, thank you so much.
Thank you, Sarah. It was a pleasure.